Getting around Metro Detroit is notorious for being a bumpy ride. Some communities are smoother than others, but the construction cones seem to be endless and bring headaches. The dire need for repairs is costly, but where exactly will that money come from? We're learning that lawmakers are busy figuring out a plan, but a lot needs to happen for us to get out of the slow lane. 7 News Detroit traffic anchor Allie Hoxie speaking to the head of the organization that knows how much money it will take to fix our roads and found out from drivers if they'd be willing to open their wallets.
I've covered road funding extensively for the past several years now, from a proposed gas tax to studies on toll roads, even talks of charging drivers per lane mile that they drive. Now, this has all just been talks. Nothing's actually been agreed upon. What do you think the roads are like here in Michigan?
Atrocious.
Bradley and Jessica Dillahay are siblings in business. They help run a food truck.
What is it like driving that food truck?
It's hard. A lot of people are trying to stay in one lane because one lane's bad, the other one's worse.
The potholes are unbelievable, and then they're fixing many sections at once instead of maybe just working on one and getting it done and then moving on, so we have all these detours.
But all of that work could come to a standstill without any funding. In 2020, Governor Gretchen Whitmer bonded out $3.5 billion to help the Michigan Department of Transportation fix roads over a 5-year period. That 5 years is almost up.
The reality is that there's a lot more work to do, and we will be on a slippery slope if we don't do something about how we fund our roads.
Rob Coppersmith is the executive vice president of the Michigan Infrastructure and Transportation Association, or MITA. MITA recently sent out these maps to lawmakers, showing a breakdown of just how bad the roads are in every Michigan Senate and House district.
The idea of the maps was that we were thinking if I were a lawmaker, I'd really want a clear picture of what this looks like for my district.
MITA is calling for lawmakers to figure out a way to make up for a $3.9 billion shortfall. That dollar amount drafted by a consulting firm for MITA. But the big question is how?
I don't feel like it's MITA's position to come up with a solution, but to just educate that we need a solution. That's what we have elected officials for.
In 2019, the governor proposed a 45-cent gas tax to fix the roads. That was met with backlash.
Would you be willing to pay a gas tax like that?
Maybe meet somewhere in the middle on that, like a 20 cent.
There have been studies done on how to fund our roads, including looking at toll roads or charging per lane mile, especially with drivers switching to EVs. The federal government has provided some funds through the infrastructure deal, but with an election year, it's hard to predict what will happen next. Drivers I spoke to say it doesn't matter how, as long as the money is generated to fix the roads, they'd be willing to pay up.
Would you be willing to pay more in taxes if it meant repairing the roads?
If it meant repairing the roads. You know, often taxes is raised to go towards a particular issue, and the issue still exists. So I wouldn't want to pay more in taxes if we still have bad roads.
When taxes come out, it's to, take care of a public good, so I don't mind.
You can take a look at those maps on our website, WXYZ.com. Reporting in Detroit for 7 News Detroit, I'm Allie Hoxie.